My area of expertise was working with pre-retirees and retirees, basically doing retirement financial planning, making sure they had enough money to maintain their lifestyle into retirement, but it was working with individuals. Every financial advisor out there wants to work with a CPA. You know, they're kind of like the goose that laid the golden egg or has the golden egg. So we all wanted to do with that. But there's no, there's no game plan. And what I've gotten from Elite Resource Team is basically a game plan. And so, I started following the game plan. And, and right now I'm very, very close to working with 2 CPAs right now. A CPA, and they will tell you this, a CPA is trained to be skeptic. That's just their nature, number one. Number two, from the time that they have any source of a business, they get bombarded by financial advisors, promising the moon and never delivering. So in essence, they've already been down this road. And so you've got to, it's like you wanted to create a relationship with somebody, it's just going to take time. So, you need to, be committed to it, right? And B, you've got to believe in it to your core. Because if you don't believe in it, the CPA is going to smell something out and saying there's something wrong here or something that I can't trust. So you've got to believe it. You've got to be honest, trustworthy, forthcoming, transparent, but you got to plug away. So I've been in financial planning now for 32 years. I started all the way back in November 11th, 1984, and I started with Merrill Lynch. So I was 17 years inside of, working for the wirehouses as they're known. And I've been a guy who I've been pursuing assets under management, AUM as we know it, for 32 years. So for me, right, I'm literally changing the direction of the oil tanker. And it comes, it's slow, but once it goes in the right direction, it's also unstoppable. And so that's exactly, you're catching me at that area where, we've just turned the oil tanker around. So the way that this model has impacted the way I'm working with CPAs, it's basically, number one is when I go and meet with a prospective CPA, I've got a game plan, right? And I know where I'm taking this. And it's really important in this relationship is that you not get bullied by the CPA. Right? And so, many of them, just like in our business, there's people with big egos and things like that, and they already know everything, etc. And sometimes the best thing you can do with those things is don't fight it. Just go on to the next one. But when you find somebody where you think it could click, you got to be persistent. But I'm telling you, you've got to know having a game plan makes all the difference in the world, and believing in it. I can't say that enough times. So this is the first, I'm the only one that calls these things. I call them intensives. In other words, I submerge myself here for 2.5 days, looking only at the, Elite Resource Team, the plan, the layout, and essentially I'm coming out of this not only with a new sense of energy about it, but even there's a clarity that you get from these, 3-day events. That you leave and you say, okay, I know exactly what to do. And if you want a game plan, they'll sit down with you and create a game plan. If you already know what you want to do, or it's really, really, really good. And it kind of gives you that charge until the next one comes available. But I highly encourage everybody that if you're going to do this, come to these things. It's worth the time and the travel cost and especially your time as well. So just as some final words of advice, look, we are in a business that is changing. Everything in our world is getting disrupted. And if you don't think that you chasing assets under management, you doing, fixed index annuities isn't changing either by, a robo-advisor or the DOL law, I think that you're in denial. Things are changing. This is a model that's going to have not just credibility, but stayability, like permanence to it, okay? Because at the end of the day, people that have business owners and people who are wealthy will always need advice. And they need that personal touch, somebody they can touch, feel, kick the tires, you might say. They can't get that from a robo-advisor, right? So, the world is changing, and, seriously, come join us. It's, one of the things one of the things is that I really found out, because this was my first time, the first one of these 3-day weekends, The people in this program are really great. They really are. They're good people. I've met some friends here that I'm going to go back and I know I'll keep in touch with. And it's always nice to make, meet people and make friendships and relationships in your business. People you can bounce things off of, it's just good to know people in your profession. It's a healthy thing to have. So if you're on the fence, I say get off the fence because it's got to hurt. And come join us.